welcome to Dr. Mix. Dramatic pause right there. How you guys doing? You feeling okay? I hope so. I am going to answer some of your questions today and also play some music whenever I get a chance. So let's go with questions that were asked on Dr. Mix Answers. Why buy hardware synthesizers? So Rafta Music. Hey Rafta, how you doing? From the Premier Club. Please, Dr. Mix, when will you ever do an in-depth review play session with the CR8000? Please, I love it. Man. Unfortunately, it died on me. The lovely Sam from Synth has sent me some replacement parts. They're on the way, they're coming, but this will need some love. And with the COVID situation, it wasn't exactly easy to get the stuff sorted out. For whatever reason, everyone was so busy. So that unfortunately is taking a little bit long time. But it will be back. That's to answer your question. Rafta, my man. Next! So Belly of Jimbob asks, what was one of your first songs you learned? All right. Very, very young. I think the first stuff that I was actively transcribing from the TV was probably the theme from Pinocchio, from Italian TV. It had this theme. So this was one of the themes. I'm sure the Italian fan base will be, happy about this if they're old enough to remember this stuff. So this was probably one of the first songs that of course I didn't play it as well as I do now. I was going like, and then I would get notes wrong and would get like kicking the keys. Yeah, I did that. I was really impatient. I remember physically, I would shake my legs because it was sometimes too much. Scales. I had to fight a lot, actually. Otherwise, very basic songs, stuff that I would hear on the TV. Yeah, next. Van Jap asks, Dr. Mix, how do you keep motivated in these hard times? Every time there is a hard time, I fall back on my passion, on my music. If you've been a professional musician for a long time enough, you know that hardship is always around the corner. May that be in the form of there is no work and I am screwed, or in the form of there is a pandemic and now all my gigs are cancelled, or I've got too much work, I can't deal with all this work, I'm making people unhappy by saying no. There is always a struggle somewhere. Most of the times it's negative. Most of the other times it's positive. Sometimes it's positive, but with a negative thing. So I just think of music, man. I listen to music that I like. And if it's a down period of my life, I haven't had really down periods in my life. I'm lucky that way at this stage in my life. But in times where I didn't have enough work, I would produce a lot. So, when you don't have work, you have the gift of time. So I do that. And then I stay positive, man. Look, seriously, if you're healthy and you even have internet to do this, you know, to send me these messages, you're most likely doing okay in life, you know? Of course, family situations, you know, everybody has, you know, hardship. But unless you have like major stuff in your life, you should just appreciate what you have. Because life is so precious, man. Life is precious, man. Every moment is precious. I never forget that. Even if I'm struggling, I always have food. I always have shelter. I never really struggled in my life. Like not in any significant, you know, meaningful way. If I really think about it. Yeah. That. Jason L asks, are you ever gonna get a TB303? Probably, maybe, probably not. It's not a sound that I'm like incredibly in love with. You know, it's great. I mean, if I had one, I would have a lot of fun with it. But they're like super expensive, and I'm not sure if that's one of my priorities. So probably not. Next, what was your first fully fledged synthesizer? Asks the Gimp sometimes. I'm gonna show you that. Yeah. This Krumar Stratus Italian synthesizer, heavy beyond words. Ugh. Unfortunately, I put some Scotch tape at some point because I was doing a TV show that didn't want brands, and when I pulled the tape off, this went as well. I'm bummed out about it, but yeah, 6 voice synthesizer, Italian synthesizer, sounds okay. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And, you know, I've learned the basics of synthesis. Cutoff, resonance, envelope, you know, modulation. Pretty basic synth. But, you know, this is where I learned. Oh, God, I never want to take you down again. Oof. Yeah, that question was heavy. So JC Hall asks, hi Dr. Mix, love your videos, your new studio with all the soundproofing, etc. How loud can you play your music, including bass, without worrying if your neighbors can hear you? So far, nobody complained. I am very, very careful not to play too loud. Also, I don't need to play loud, really. I really care for my ears. So no loud music in the recording studio, please. I mean, and you know, if you play loud music in the studio, you're just fooling yourself. Which sometimes, you know, it's fair enough. You just want to get a little bit hyped, you know, you want to feel that music pumping, and, you know, for tracking, that can be a good idea. But I have developed a way to work with low levels, and that's not a problem. If I am performing, you know, if I'm doing like a DJ set or something like that, yeah, I can get pretty loud. But no, I haven't had any problems. It has to be said that in this room, the speakers are quite small, so they don't have like a ton of low end. But yeah, I've been playing the piano, the Rhodes, everything at whatever time. Not a complaint. Next. Ooh, Sebastian Sundance asks, what's your take on circuit bending and mods? Do you mod pimp your gear or strictly clean cut? I do like to pimp up my gear, darling, I do. I am a fan of personalizing things. It's not like I have too much courage sometimes, so drilling a hole through the Prophet 5, not sure is something that I would feel too comfortable doing. But, you know, if it didn't have MIDI, I wouldn't hesitate. I would cut that hole. Fortunately, my one came indeed with MIDI. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. You know, that's pretty cool. That's fine. I have heavily modified my 808. This is it. Knobs here, Here I cut some hole through this, but also, you know, this holes here were existing already. I just personalized it even more, made it good. Yeah, but you know, these are modifications which are not too destructive. I mean, this is literally just plastic. What I would do to something like this, for example, in the future, maybe put some wood. I'm definitely gonna put some wood around here, maybe save this for later in case I want to resell it or anything, and then do like custom panels made of wood and then plant a few knobs here and there. I would definitely pimp up my Rhodes. I would not touch my Moog. So yeah, but in general, no, I'm not one of those people who are, ooh, battery exhausted. My A7C died. All right, it means that I will have to speak to this camera instead. Sorry, I'm gonna keep on talking to this camera. Yeah, I don't mind modifying even expensive gear. Man, gear is made for playing. I'm not collecting the stuff. I have it because I want it, and because I want to use it, and because I want it to sound great. I want it to sound better. So yeah, no problems. Any day. Next, Bashar A. Ahmed asks, what your opinion on making money from music? You have to make money from music if you want to make this full time, man. I mean, unless you're born rich and, you know, get going, just make music and don't worry about the money. Lucky you. But otherwise, yeah, you have to make money. And look, there are so many ways to make money on the internet today. The only thing is that you have to remember to, you know, do your homework. In fact, you know what's a great way to learn? Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to empower their creative minds. With thousands of inspiring classes on topics such as illustration, graphic design, video, music, Skillshare is a great place to explore your creativity. In recent days, I have really enjoyed YouTube Success, Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD, aka Marcus Brownlee. I love that guy. He's really good at telling you ways to make content and to be successful on the internet. It does take a bit of entrepreneurship. You have to work hard, but learning is the key. And on Skillshare, all the classes are really well made. They are curated specifically for learning. They have no ads. And if you want to tackle a subject, that subject will probably be there. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. In fact, I really invite you to go check out Skillshare. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership, so that you can start exploring your creativity. And yeah, and when you learn, practice it. Some people make a big fuss about, you know, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like I'm ready. I don't want to do it because I'm afraid of what people may judge, because I'm afraid of what people may say about the content that I make. You know, just don't think about it. Just make your content, put it out, tell us your story. That's pretty much the game. Just tell your story, and it's not just about yourself, right? If you can give some inspiration, entertainment, information, you know, provide some hope or some escapism, just provide some value and business will come back to you. True story, I can testify to that. Next! Guys, I apologize. This camera died on me. I'm gonna have to buy a new battery. So now I have a different audio, which is not as good as that one, is it? Or maybe it is, I don't know. But it's different, I know it. Diva Pandya asks, what are the configurations of your PC? I have a custom-made PC, which was made, in fact, by the lovely people at Scan. It's this one. It looks lovely. It's very powerful. And I'm gonna put a link in the description. It's a model that they've put together for me, for my specifications, for my needs, and you can buy it. All the specs are there. Link in the description. Again, I'm gonna have a million links in the description. Next! Michael David, does the upright get used? That one, I use it for studying right now. It's a little bit out of tune. Yeah, yeah. Dude, the piano. The piano is great. It's the most beautiful. I play it quite a bit. I study on it. Since I moved it here, I just didn't have the time to get around to call the piano tuner. But also, COVID, so I wasn't supposed to see anyone in the studio anyway. It's just out of tune. And also, you know what? I don't have a pair of good microphones for it. What microphones should I take for it? I don't know. Maybe for the vertical, I'm thinking maybe 414s. Yeah? Large diaphragm or maybe small diaphragm, maybe some Earthworks. I don't know. You suggest, because I don't know. I've recorded it in the past with cardioid condenser microphones, and it sounds good. Sounds great. Sounds great. No, it's pretty big. It's a Yamaha Yux, and it's like a U3. But it's hand finished and I love it. I love it. So yeah, I don't record with it just recently, but I will take care of it sometime soon. I am going to go with the last question right now because I've been talking for 35 minutes or something. OVRLNDR says, I'm not one who lives in the past. Next. Exactly. Right, this is a very interesting question. From Friday Every Day. Nice name. There is something magical about a knob that's actually connected to a circuit. So what's your opinion on analog versus digital if we were talking about mixing desks? And why have you yourself chosen a full digital? That's a good question. Let me answer this way. There is nothing that is necessarily inherently good or bad about digital or analog. It's two different things. The reason why I would not have an analog desk in my studio is because, man, they fail. They need maintenance, they start making scratchy sounds, and I can't be bothered. They're noisy. I have like a million channels. If I had to do the same thing with an analog desk, well, the room number one would be hot because I would need a monster desk. Why not take advantage of digital? In this system, Yamaha Nuage, by the way, I'm gonna make more content about the Yamaha Nuage. Look at it, it's beautiful. It's got a ton of converters, got one down there, and it runs on Cubase. So basically, I can have all of the noise gates that I want. I can EQ every single sound. I can route things. I can just recall a Cubase session and bang, I'm in broadcast mode. Or another session, bang, I'm in video recording mode. Or I am in, DJ set mode. It's just at the touch of a button. Dude, I would not go back to analog desks. Unless it was for fun, or for recording music, with a certain sound. Totally, I would totally do it. Fun, fine, but not for everyday use. That's what I think. And with that, I am going to say goodbye from the wrong camera. And I hope you're doing super well. I hope you're staying safe, loving one another, making beautiful music. Just gonna play just a little thing just to say goodbye.